Think about what candy is. It's this artificially processed version of something that our bodies are naturally designed to crave. And there's two things about candy that make it really hard not to overeat. The first is that it's super stimulating to our brains because food companies have figured out how to artificially concentrate the molecules in food that lead to a dopamine release, namely sugar. One Kit Kat bar is equivalent to 200 blueberries worth of sugar. But the second thing that I actually think is more important is that it's not satiating. They removed the components of food that actually make you feel full. There's no fiber or protein or nutrients. So your body is not registering that it's actually eating real food. And you don't get the release in ghrelin, which is the neurotransmitter that signals fullness. Then you look at social media and you realize that it's effectively functioning as candy for something else that our bodies really crave, which is social connection. There was this huge meta-analysis and they looked at 300,000 people around the age of 65, and they tried to isolate what factors or variables make it most likely that they don't make it to the age of 85. And at the top of that list, above being inactive, living in a polluted area, drinking, and smoking up to 15 cigarettes a day, was lacking social connection. Our bodies need it to thrive in this world. It's very core to being a human. And social media has figured out how to do exactly what the food industries have done with candy to social connection. It's more stimulating and less satiating. You scroll through these feeds and it feels like you're interacting with really valuable, interesting people. And influencers have actually figured out when they look at video retention data that having a phone closer to your face, so it really feels like this intimate conversation, keeps people watching for longer because it tricks their brains into giving them the dopamine that is intended to be a reward for deepening a social relationship. But nothing is actually happening for their social lives. So just like candy does not make you feel full, social media doesn't really make you feel connected, and you're left hungry for more, which is why it's so hard to stop scrolling. And even worse, just as eating a bunch of candy before dinner would make food not taste as good and make you less motivated to eat it, if you wake up in the morning and the first thing you do is flood your system with all of this fake artificial connection, it's not going to be as motivating or as rewarding to have real conversations with people throughout the day. And I think that's part of why a 2024 study found that 15 to 24-year-olds are now spending 70% less time hanging out in person than they were in 2003. We've replaced authentic, real, in-person connection with this fake digital alternative, and we are lonelier, we're less happy, we have worse mental health, and actually our cognition is worse as a result. It's just not real food, and our bodies are missing something that is a critical part of being a happy, healthy, functioning human being.